Well, hello everybody. This is Molly. How are y'all? Okay, it may not look like much, but I'm going to take y'all through a quick tour of my little scrappy happy place. And tell me what you think. Don't be cruel now, it's a little room, but I love it. Okay, let me get you started here real quick. We're gonna just make a quick tour. I'll tell you about a few things. Okay, and I'm gonna probably bore you to tears, so sorry about that. You know there's an off button or you can click stop. Okay, I'm gonna open my closet door. Let me turn on the light real quick and show you that. I'll just take you around the room. Hope I don't make you sick. Okay, this is what I currently have hanging on my door. It's an old Rubbermaid over the door hanger, and as you can see, it houses my Lindy stamp gangs, my rubber gloves, and then down there is some jars of extra buttons. Now, I saw where the Container Stores have a new system. I forgot what it's called, but it was on sale last week and I resisted all temptation. I was trying to use all my supplies I had, but I will probably be investing in that over the door section. The shelves are a little shallower and they're much more, you can buy more of them and they're adjustable. Anyway, so when you come in my closet, the way I tried to arrange my room is the organizational structure of like with like, sewing with sewing, cinch with cinch, beading with beading, storage with storage, you know, that kind of thought process. So let me show you what I've got. Down there is my cinch O-rings. Yes, there's 2 containers of them. You can see down there's 2 containers. And my cinch machine. Here is all my sewing, my serger, my sewing machine. And then if you pull out that, there's needle threads, all that kind of junk. And then a little bit of the fabrics that I would use to tear apart, or laces or things like that that I would use for scrapbooking. In the middle there is a laminator I bought, don't know why. Okay, and then we have, my God, an empty container, and then an empty grab-and-go toolkit if I wanted to. In here is things for beading and mosaics, glassware and all. You can see I've got them stacked. And then down there is art supplies for painting and things. Okay, in here, now this is going to be boring. I'm going to get to the good part in a minute, but like there's a good part. Okay, this is all my extra tapes. I get a little obsessive when I buy, or compulsive, I'm not sure what the thing is. So I put all my tapes together, so before I buy any more, I'm going to use up all those ones I didn't like or whatever. I'm going to try to use them up. This is all my storage bags, 12 by 12s and Ziplocs I use. These right here are some beautiful old wooden boxes I have. They have flowers and laces, lots and lots of lace trims, old photos, and then those 2 are filled with matte size cardstock, some more stuff for mosaics, and these I'm going to have to label. What the heck is in there? Oh, that one's empty, and then I think this one has extra mini books. Okay, now ladies, if any of y'all are interested in buying mini books that I've made, give me a call. You can see I have an excess. Private message me, whatever. I'm kidding. But I have tons of mini books that I've made that I have yet to put the first picture in. They're pretty, but I have yet to use them, so they're all stored up there. And then there's a few clocks and things that I hope to alter one day. So there's my closet. It's got a little room for growth, 3 or 4 empty containers and all, but at least it's organized right now, so if I need some tape or something, I can find it. Okay, now let me take you around the room. And then here are the essentials. Hava hand cream, gotta have it. Chocolate, gotta have it. Okay. Coca-Cola, diet, gotta have it. And then of course my computer, gotta have it. So there's my desk setup. Underneath the desk is just a container where I throw chipboard and scrap papers and things, and then there's more for chipboard. There's the bird cage that I bought, and you can see it with all my charms hung on it. It's getting a little late evening if you can see the sun position out there, but when that sun hits that at a certain time of the day, those things just sparkle and shine. Here's the organizational part. I tried to get as much of the plastic out of my room as I could, but I did save most of it that was white or white and wood and stuff like that and use it. There's my printer. Underneath my printer, you have to kind of learn your own organizational style. Let me pull my chair out here. I found I'm a digger. If things are too organized or too I don't ever put anything back. But literally, when you open this drawer, there's just a ton of flowers. Now I have flowers in about 5 different places, but I can turn around here and just dig through here, find some flowers, and keep going. Same thing here, just reach down there. Oop, got flowers in the wrong place. And find some ribbon. A lot of it I bought from Etsy, Abby, and Ellie. Those beautiful dyed ribbons, laces, and it's just as easy for me to dig through that as it is to keep them neat and organized. Probably more inspirational. Let's see what's in the bottom drawer. Who remembers? Oh, look, there's more ribbons and things. So, like I say, oh, that's all wedding. Every bit of the thing in that drawer is weddings. Now, what are these, you say? Okay, has anybody seen those scrap racks, that's what they're called, that a woman sells, and they're very ingenious. And it's a big thing you put on your desk, like, you know, when you go to an auto parts store and they have all the catalogs you flip through. Well, she sells the scrap rack and she sells the sheets, but they're a little expensive, not terribly expensive, but a little more than I want to pay, and I didn't want to make a big commitment to them. So, and where am I going to put a scrap rack in my room that doesn't look industrial or something? So that just didn't feel right for me, no. So I made myself some notebooks. So this is metals. They're not all filled yet, and you'll see why. But I found at Staples, Martha Stewart has some, let me see if I can put this down on my lap. Martha Stewart has these things, and they're page protectors, but they have a flap on the top, and they come in several different sizes. That's an 8.5 by 11. Here's an 8.5 by 11, but it's split in two. I don't know if you can see that there's two. There's a flap down there and a flap down there. So when you start putting your stuff in, it's just real easy to flip through it. And I have found I really enjoy this so far. Now, Martha Stewart, if you're listening, I know Martha Stewart's watching my videos for inspiration. Anyway, if you're listening, 12 by 12, please, please, please. So I've started putting my metals in there, the flat pieces and all. And as you can see, I have plenty left to go and all. And then I couldn't just use a white notebook, so of course I had to, you know, put pretty papers on it and put metal. There's one for my men, and what that is a bunch of embellishments. Let's not bore you with this, but hold on. So if I open it, and if I put it on my desk, there's, you know, I can just flip through here real quick and find stuff. All the things I would have lost over time that have to do with men, or my baby boy, you know, who's 29 now, or will be 29. Aren't those cute? So just a real easy way, and I find that I'm seeing stuff a lot more, and I'm also seeing what I'm going to be including in racks and giveaways and things like that, because I won't be using them. Okay, and then up here is 12 by 12s that I've done. This one is artistic, meaning they're bright and cheery and things. And then there's a notebook I've done 12 by 12. That one says typography. Isn't that a big word for letters? Okay, floral, and then of course I've got vintage, and I've got one right now that I'm sorting through that's seasons. This is just a pretty box I have with some knickknackies in there that I haven't sorted through. And then you come down here, and here's beading. Now remember, the closet had tons of beads in it, but this is my grab and go kind of beading stuff. Like this drawer I actually just take out, bring to my desk, and it's where I can lay out beads or keep beads from rolling, and it's got a lot of the little findings and caps and things like that. Here's like a stick pin, start to a stick pin drawer. Okay, let me just roll back, because you're sitting where I would be sitting. In here, everything to do with envelopes and mailing and paper bags and things like that. Here's my, you know, some stamping stuff. Okay, if you come down here, flowers, flowers, flowers. Okay, right here, stamps. These are my binders with stamps in them. Okay, so I'm a binder freak, I guess. Anyway, and if you open them up, one is graphics and design and flourishes, and one is all letters and wording and sentiments and things like that. Well, then when you go out, this was a rack. Let me see if I can pull back. This was a rack I bought from Michael's. It was on sale half price, but it had more slant things, like you could put paper in them. Well, I didn't want that, so I took out a couple of the shelves so I could put my notebooks in. But what I liked was the height of it. It's got a surface on the top, and then I put this has more stamps in it. Let me see if I can get it out. That has more stamps and my embossing folders, so stamping. And then when you start down with the drawers, there's my inks. There's my inks. Oop, there goes my Tussie Mussy. There's my embossing powders, and the bottom drawer is embossing powders. And you're now seeing me experience the absolute best exercise and only exercise program I do, and that is rolling from things to things. Oh my God, bending over. It is an exercise program. I will be doing a video on it later. No, I'm kidding. So the next, so stamping, everything to do with stamping, stamps, inks, embossing powders, all right there, and then it goes up to there. Okay, let me go back and pick up the shelf. Empty right now, but it will have bags of embellishment, chipboards and embellishment things, tidbits and stuff, paper embellishments that are too little or tidbitty. I'm going to put those in Ziploc bags and put them in that basket. This basket is filled with flowers, and it's about to blow past its need. Flowers, flowers, flowers. I know. Fabrics. Sit back down so you can get my bird's eye view. Okay. This is mini albums. not yet done. Chipboard pieces, different sizes of things, mini albums that I can just grab if I ever feel inspired. We'll be including some of those in racks and things that I've got to get together in contest I want to put together. So this is all mini albums. This is all stickles it pulls out. Okay, and then these bottom several drawers, let me go over here and hang my little tussy mussy down here. All of these bottom drawers are punches. And see what I'm saying, I'm a digger. I'm not one to, you know, put everything. I like to know where something is, and then I kind of like to dig and just let my mind wander and find things, or hands wander. I feel like I'm more of a gypsy in my soul kind of thing there, discovering. So there's all my punches. Punches, punches, punches. Big shot, okay? Then now you're coming toward my desk. Let me just pan up to my pictures. These were out of a calendar from Michaels, and you can see where I'm talking about inspiration. You know, I'm mushy like this. Let me see if I can get it. Treasure life's simple pleasures, but look at the colors, aren't those beautiful? Anyway, of course my gypsy's there, hooked up to my never used expression. Top drawer is pens, pencils, and a circle cutter. I could never find that thing before, and I need it all the time. Here's everything to attach with. Paper clips, clip binders, magnets. Hold on, that's just one package of magnets. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Little nails, paper, just all kind of junk to attach. And then here's everything to cut. And then the corner punches that I find I grab for the most, and a sanding block. So if I'm cutting and sanding, or need to just cut my corners without using the Crop-A-Dile, they're right there. Come across to my other most used tools. I will be putting a hook where this little puppy can go down there, and my little bitty cheap glue gun can go at the bottom. Crocodile I use most often. A jar to put razor blades in after they're used. Not razor blades, what do you call them? X-Acto knife blades. Yes, I've already thrown one of these out. Okay, and then gesso, which I'm just starting to use. Ladies, I was so thrilled. I did gesso some flowers the other day, and my robe, and the desk, and my mat. Man, I had fun gessoing. But anyway, and then some texture medium. Karen, I'm going to give it a try. And then, of course, my big bite. And then let me get out of the glare of the lamp. Okay, now it just worked out that the furniture that I originally had in this room, it was for my son's bedroom when he was just, you know, still here. You can see it was like a, you know, cheap oak color or something like that. But I painted the fronts white. And then this top drawer, again, everything with stuff. Metals. So I'm going to be putting some of these metals. So when I say magnets, Joann's had a sale. I couldn't resist. This is just one stack of magnets I have. Ridiculous, I know. Anyway, eyelets, metals, keys, bottle caps. Got these on sale at Michael's the other day. Could not have walked away without owning those. These were on sale on an online store. Had to have them. So anyway, just metals. And what I find is instead of my brain going, don't I have clock hands? Where are they? Now I just know if it's metal, it's all in this drawer. But what I'm finding is I'm getting more creative because I'm leafing through. Oh, I didn't remember I had that. Oh, I didn't remember I had that. So now I'm finding I'm using stuff more. So that's metals. Bling. Isn't that crazy? But I can just sit here. Oh, redo my exercise program and leaf through my bling. Before I had about 5 different places. And then what in the heck is the bottom of there? But my dies. So I can't buy another one because my drawer's not. No, I'm kidding. I can fit about 3 more in there. So they better be good, Tim. And then, of course, there's my big shot. Okay, so you're coming around my desk. You can see here, I found these old garden containers. I guess you're supposed to put little plants in there or something. And I have literally, yes, used Velcro dots to stick them down to my desk this way. Velcro dots to stick them down to my desk this way. And they're perfect for my inks. Just grab and go inks. This, not so perfect. I've got to come up with a different home. I think I have just enough room for a spinner rack there. And then I put my most used, you know, I use very few tools every time. They're right there. There's a picture of my sweet mother-in-law who's passed away. And then I've got 2 lamps on my desk, which I'm trying to find the right bulbs for. Ooh, ow. So that I can get better lighting. Okay, now, so one of the things, let me see if I can scooch this over real quick. Underneath my desk, sorry for the cords and all, these drawers right here, now you see my shoe, these drawers right here were part of a multi-tiered plastic thing. Those big plastic totes that you saw in my closet, me pulling out that had the tape in them or the plastic bags, were actually drawers from that tier thing. Well, what I found out is I had loaded that thing down so much it started to crash in on itself and the drawers wouldn't open and they were getting stuck and all. So just a word to the wise, if you're going to buy anything plastic, this one has a solid side to it. so it won't crash down. The drawer is still open real easy and closed. Those ones where one size fits on top of another, those I don't have luck with. The drawer, I have problems. However, right underneath this desk, the top to that thing fit, so I put it underneath there. I wish those cords weren't there, but they are. Okay, so what I put here is, this is chipboard shapes. There's my Martha Stewart cutter I just grabbed right there. And then these are miscellaneous drawers yet to be filled, but there's glue sticks and pieces, small pieces of chipboard and stuff. And then again, there's my exercise program. Oh my God. Okay, this is the one last piece I'm going to be getting rid of. There's my little tool caddy underneath there, and just pull it out for the tools that I don't use as often, but I don't want them far from me. Glue dots and liquid glue, tapes. Okay, rubby wipes and stuff like that, and then a few more tools that are larger and chunkier tools. Okay, this was a bookshelf. Boy, is the lighting bad there. Let's see if I can scoot away. This was a bookshelf that sat on top of this other piece you're going to see in a minute. But I actually put it back to back with this one, because what I found is I was just lazy enough, and I mean lazy, that if my brads and buttons were across the room, I mean all of 4 feet away, I wouldn't even get up and go get them. So, you know, I put them right here, and now I just grab. Here's metal pieces from Fab Scrap. Here's some cute buttons. I hope you can see that. These two, everything left here is buttons. Buttons. All of that is buttons. Okay, if you can see underneath there, that back there is the beads I use most often. You remember in the closet that way I had a whole big huge container of beads, but I'm going to break down some of these before I break into those others. And then down here, which I can easily reach with my hand, is medals, charms, more watch faces, of course Tim Holtz, you know what they're called, the things that I used on those books. What are they called? Book plates, I guess, that I used back there. So they're book plates and stuff, but anything kind of metally, and then chunkier metal, and then a buku bunch. Didn't need them, don't know why I bought them, but I love every piece of them. Charms and things. So metals are us. So why do I have that metal up there? You say I'm gonna put it down there. Okay. So there again, it's just within arm's reach. Makes me bend just a little bit. It's all the stretch my back gets, so it doesn't hurt. But I love having it just right there and not taking up countertop space. Okay, I'm gonna walk around this way. Xyron machine, probably one of the next most used things I use. And then if you come around here, this is all my paper. I won't bore you to death with that. For my printer and things like that I use. Now underneath my monitor, I have my vellums and parchment papers and typing paper and a good stash of photo papers and all, but all the extras are in here. Next drawer down, paints themselves and hot shots. What do you call them? Is that hot shots? You know what I mean. Hot spots, color spots, or whatever they call them from Lindy's. So if I need to do with painting, it's there. And then the bottom drawer is Katie board the door, just, you know, a punch, some Sizzix things, some bigger dies, and some of the cutters that I haven't used for a long while. I'm an X-Acto knife and ruler girl now. So let me walk around here. I'm sorry my light's getting darker. You can see why lighting is my one thing. Up there, you can see I've got more. Let me see if I can get this side of the light. Okay, you can see I've got more boxes. They're just pretty. There's no way I'm going to reach up there, and if I wanted to hide something in there, I could. But anyway, but there is my bear from Marlene, which is a heirloom treasure now in my family. And that piece next to it, that old cotton piece, it's getting so yellowed and faded, is a piece that my namesake, Molly, who would have been my great-grandmother, made for my father years and years and years ago. So it's an old handmade doll I've just treasured for years, and I love her, and reminds me of my dad when he was a little boy. So there's Marlene's gift to me, the little bear. Coming down here, that beautiful woman you see there is my mama. There's my, I love glassware, love it, love it. And then you can see here I've got pastel flowers and fall flowers. Coming down here, there's more photos. I'm getting too close. Coming down here is paper collections. I sort my paper by, which I need to label. I printed some labels. I'm going to figure out how to attach. Prima, Graphic 45, K & Company, Anna Griffin, Fall, Men's, Fall. And then one for menswear, one's for me, one, you know, different, like I sort them. And then Hi, my name is Molly, and I do have a scrapbooking addiction. Let me put this back where it goes. Aren't these boxes so pretty? I love the print on that. Okay, up here. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies. Let me get on this side. Let me walk around. Walking around my desk. So you can get a bird's eye view of what I'm looking at sitting down. It's beautiful. Okay, those button boxes up there I'd made years and years and years ago. Those are pictures of my husband, my baby boy, and my father-in-law. And then if you need paper, give me a call. Isn't that ridiculous? That's on my paper. Solids and cardstocks and backgrounds that are like prints, but they're meant to be solids, you know, used as backgrounds and all. Those are all on the bottom. And then prints up there. Remember, I have all those papers down there too. Okay, so that's a little ridiculous, but anyway, there's where I am. And then we're getting almost to the end. Let me come back up here. That incredibly thin woman with the jawline that you see there is me when I was getting married 100 years ago. And there's the other calendar that I made myself. That's January. Okay, there's a pretty piece of you know, ceramics I had bought years ago, and I've just got some beads that I was working on recently in there. Okay, hold on. Now, I'm a Mary Engelbreit fan. The colors just don't do it for me, so I don't use much of her stuff, but I do have a Bloom Where You're Planted tin I bought from Michael's years ago, because that's one of my saying, just bloom where you're planted, make your life happy whatever it is. Okay, and then you come around the door here, and ribbon. Okay, now I just want to show you these. Y'all probably already doing something much better. Some of y'all have your ribbons on spindles and spools. Again, I'm a digger. I just come up here, leaf through here, find the ribbon I want, pull out, find the bottom, and just snip, snip, snip the little bit I want. They are sorted by, if I want to take them to my desk, taupes and browns and golds. Let's see if I can pull off another one. Oh, that one's stuck. Oranges and yellows. So I do have that kind of an assortment going on. What are these? The ones I'm kind of using most recently, blues, reds, and stuff. But this is kind of my favorite ribbons here. Blues and greens. There's an apron if I ever thought I needed an apron. There's reds back there and all. So they're sorted by some kind of sense. Remember, I also have like, what, 3 other containers of laces and ribbons in a drawer. So don't need to buy another thing. Anyway, so you've seen around my little craft heaven. I love it to death. I wished it was 3 times bigger, and someone just cleaned up after me, but they don't. 2 last things I want to show you. Oh, I just love it. Okay, hold on just a second. 2 last things I want to show you. They're goofy as all get out, but while I'm boring you, might as well. The ribbons, what I had done was, if you can see it, let's see if that's a good way. These were old dividers from Cropper Hopper. You know, they came out of those paper storage things. I saw this online. Someone was selling them or whatever, I guess. But all I did was I cut those little page protector-y things into square. They're hard plastic. Punch 3 holes at the bottom, 1 hole at the top. I have a punch that's like a drill punch. Cuts a bigger hole than the Crop-A-Dile. And I just hang my ribbons from those. They fit on a ring. And I just keep tons of them around so when I buy more ribbon. That's one thing. The other idea I want to show y'all, I know it sounds simple, but this actually changed my life. I used to have a bigger desk, or worry about having a bigger desk surface. But when it came down to it, I found that I was scrapping in a, 2x2 square, because I was a piggy, you know, like a lioness, just stuff piled all around me. Steph, a gal, talked one time about getting a tray or something and putting all your scrappy happiness in the tray. That has changed. I'm not kidding, ladies. It sounds dumb, but it was so simple. Now I just kind of throw everything I want to work with. And this is some vintage stuff I just want to keep around me. Those things I bought from Flights of Fancy and all. And some other pieces that just inspire me. But I will put those things up back where they go. Ribbon with ribbon, lace with lace and all. And then when I do my next project, whatever I'm going to do on that mini book, I'll go around my room and shop a little bit. Throw everything in there. And then, as I'm working and realize, oh, I don't really want to use that, I throw it back in this tray. So just putting something, containing it in a box that I can dig through, has really cleaned my desk off for me and made me keep it much cleaner while I'm working. So there's my little bit of scrappy happiness. I think you can see I'm a blue gal. I just love the color. Sorry, I hope the lighting is better than it's looking in here. Anyway, and then of course I got my 500-year-old TV, but it does have a DVD player on it and all that stuff, so while I throw it away, it works perfectly. And I like it. So thank y'all very much if you hung with me at the end. Thank y'all.